Okay, Keg, where are we?
Tonight, Alison,
Yes.
we are in Melbourne Quarantine Station.
We are, and I'm really excited because this is the first time somebody's actually been in to do what we're doing. I mean, they've done little tours and investigations, but this is all new ground. How exciting is this?
How cool is that?
So we're looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go and see what we can find, if anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be quiet, it could be active, we don't know.
No, we don't.
And we are joined tonight by two friends, two very dear friends of ours, Amy and Jared, from Amy's Crypt. So, guys, go and watch their episode. When they get it out, we should be getting it out about the same time, so go and watch their episode and see exactly what they get. See if it's similar. Okay, well, we're going to go and see what we can find. Come on,
Okay.
Kate. Are you pumped?
I'm pumped.
You're pumped?
I'm pumped.
I'm pumped.
That's a northern accent. We're
It
pumped.
is. I don't know where it came from. I'm pumped. We're going to go. We're going to see what we can find. Wow, look at this. How amazing is this? And Nate, hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Very good.
Good.
I believe you're doing tours here now.
Yes. My name is Nathaniel and I am the owner of Erie Tours, and that one is fairly well known for running tours in the Arradale Lunatic Asylum in Ararat, and 6 months ago we started running ghost tours here at the old Melbourne Quarantine Station, and 2 weeks ago we started running paranormal investigations here.
Wow.
It's an excellent site and people are loving it. It was originally the Hospital 3 kitchen, and then when the military took over they turned this into the armoury.
I was going to say, because the door looks
look at
almost
it.
like a cell door.
Yeah, it's a big heavy one.
Wow.
Had guns and ammo in here.
Great little building.
So this is the old Melbourne Quarantine Station. It was established in 1852. It is the oldest quarantine station in Australia and one of the oldest quarantine stations in the world. It was established in about 100 years before antibiotics, so you can imagine the kinds of diseases that were floating around. Typhus, black plague, which we had here, smallpox, even into the Spanish flu, horrific diseases that we had to be quarantined that were way, way worse than COVID. And so this place was the place that was built to protect the colony of Victoria, particularly during the gold rush period. Thousands of people died here. The first boat that arrived here was called the Ticonderoga. It had 800 passengers leaving England, and by the time it got here there were 600 left from typhus, epidemic typhus, so 200 died on the journey and they were all brought off the boat. Hundreds more died on just around in the fields here, and that was the first boat. And these buildings were open for over 100 years as a quarantine station. Most of the buildings that you'll see were built 9 years after it officially opened. We have 5 big hospitals that you're going to see and a whole bunch of cemeteries in the sand dunes around us. The facility was taken over by the military after the advent of penicillin, so the 1950s, and so there are a lot of buildings on site that are from that military period, like you'll see around, like this one over here. But intermingled is some of the oldest quarantine station buildings in the country, for sure. So that building behind me there is the Hospital 1, that's the first class hospital. These were built in 1858, were completed 1859, and the first class hospital was pretty impressive. It had 2 flushing toilets, which was a great improvement to the site. Up to then there'd just been 1 toilet for 500 people, which was just a hole in the ground. And the first class were using it at the 3rd class, and it was horrific. The sanitary conditions here were always problematic. The patient, well, they were all regarded as patients. They were all able to intermingle with each other regardless of what class they were, so the diseases were spreading between the hospitals all the time. The sanitary conditions in all of them were pretty appalling, and it was always completely overcrowded. This building here is Hospital 2 for the 2nd class. The 2nd class tickets, they weren't quite as expensive as 1st class. 1st class were very expensive. 3rd class was pretty cheap, but these guys here were your middle class tickets. That's a very haunted building.
Oh, okay.
We have stories. Originally it started with the military boys, the cadets, and then in the 1990s we had Kosovo refugees staying in here because they were fleeing the war in Kosovo. and they were staying here for that bit, and both of them were reporting quite regularly walking down the corridor and seeing, as they walked past, someone sitting in the corner of the room that they just walked past, all curled up, deeply sobbing and gnashing at themselves. And those of them who were brave enough to go close and go, what's wrong, saw that this figure is just disgustingly covered in horrific pustules all over their skin, their whole face is skin, and the mouth looks like it's screaming like an endless scream. It's really a horrific sight. Yeah. People have been seen running out of the building screaming and have reported this, even walking down the corridor, and sometimes it's not sitting in the corner of the room, it might be right up against the open door as they walk past. And there's lots of diseases that we had at the quarantine station, but there's one that fits that description perfectly, and it was one of the most disgusting diseases that humans ever faced, which is smallpox. Wow. It was a horrific disease that killed millions and millions of people, and of course it's a pre-antibiotic disease, so we had massive smallpox outbreaks here. We know that there was one woman who died, well, lots of people died in this building of smallpox, but we go, why is this woman always crying? And we did find a record in the 1920s of a patient that was brought off the boat heavily pregnant and covered in smallpox, and she gave birth to the child. The day after she arrived, the child was quickly whisked away by the wet nurses to keep isolated by her mother, who never got to see the child, never got to hold the child, and died from smallpox that afternoon.
Oh, that's horrible.
Very common story.
Yeah.
Here. Very common story here.
Wow.
This is a laundry.
Right.
So you can see the cart track on the ground here. So all of the luggage and all of the linen and such had to be brought by cart from the infected boats down this track and into this building here. Right. And everything had to be disinfected. You can think of how disgusting something or your linen would be after 6 months at sea. It takes 6 months. With typhus. You'd have vomit and diarrhea and pus and every kind of human excrement imaginable just everywhere. And so everyone had to be sorted out. So everything had to be sorted out in this room that we're about to go into, which was very aptly named the foul luggage room. Oh. So all the workers had to go through all of the linen, all of the clothing, everything, and sorted out. Everything that was just too infected was taken to the incinerator and burned. And what was left was given back to the passengers. We do have a ghost here that's definitely a visual ghost, an apparition. Right. And it's been reported on by several visitors during the day. And they've gone up to the visitor centre and say, why do you have a doctor working around in the foul luggage room? And it makes no sense because there's no doctor working in the foul luggage room. But if you think 1800s, PPE, the personal protective equipment, gowns, masks, gloves, they all had all of that by the end of the 1800s. And they would have had that working in here to protect them from the infectious material. So someone's seen wandering around still wearing all of that. That's the original mortuary slab from the site.
Oh, wow.
It's not actually, this wasn't the actual location of it. It's in the mortuary, but Parks Vic have moved it up here. But this is the original mortuary slab. Wow. Every person who died at the quarantine station underwent a full inquest, which is how we learn about what diseases do to the body, of course. So that's the original. So they've put these two autoclaves here in the 1880s. One for your bags and the other for mattresses and such. Mm-hmm. And it fills it with a vacuum and hits it with superheated steam and formaldehyde. And these two buildings here are human disinfection. The military called them death row, which is a shame. They got it wrong. It's not death row. They thought it was for the dying patients. No, it's for disinfecting the passengers. So everything had to be disinfected. The luggage, the sheets, the clothing, the people. So males and females, they had to line up on the outside, go in there, undress in the first room, go into the next room where there's a shower. They have to lather up with salt water, 70% alcohol, carbolic acid, and leave that there for 5 minutes just to froth up. Not good for sensitive skin. And then they could rinse off and get their fresh clothes, and then they could move on. But every person here had to go through full disinfection, of course. So that building behind me there is Hospital 3. That's for the third class passengers, and third class in the 1800s were uneducated, illiterate, generally pretty scungy, particularly when it came to the matters of hygiene. And they were just stuffed in there together in a small building with no hygiene, potentially with multiple infectious diseases, and made in there to pretty much look after themselves. There was no privacy, there was no freedom of movement. Everyone was regulated, and and food was very rationed out. It was the responsibility of the ship's captain to feed his passengers, and they'd just been at sea for 6 months, so quite often the food is very minimal. And it was a horrible place. We know that violence was common in this building. The health attendants operating in this building were given special licenses to suppress sedition however they saw fit, and we're also always walking around with a hose truncheon. They were just allowed to use that to keep the passengers under control. One night, the first night when we were down here running tours, I was interviewing some staff and I was doing the tour, and there was a woman on the tour who was potentially a guide. And she went into that building there, she walked straight into it. She went, oh, no. She come straight out again, and she refused to go back in there. This is a woman who's applying for a job. And then after that, she refused to go back into the building, and she had to leave the site. She didn't want to continue. She didn't want the job after being in there, and she saw no point in continuing the tour because she didn't want the job. That building freaked her out so much.
Did she say why?
Something spooked her. I don't know what it was, but
she
she just went white and could not be in there. I heard one customer or visitor to the site was in the bottom level, and in the corner of her eye, she said that she saw someone walking straight towards her, really angry, with looked like a truncheon raised in a hand, ready to hit her. And she recalled ready to block the strike, and it never came. And then she turned around, and the room was completely empty. Mm-hmm. So that's some of the stories we hear about here. We can go inside it. Mm-hmm. These markings on the floor were put there by the military later, but you can just imagine dozens and dozens of beds squished in with as many people as possible. And they're definitely not all friends, and there's no privacy, and there's no guarantee how long they're going to be in here. So yeah, it was pretty messy.
Right. So how many would have been put in any of these hospitals at one time?
I reckon this building they would have squished in regularly 150 upwards. The first class hospital was 100, and it's the same size.
Oh wow.
So this one here, third class, you'd probably be squishing 200 in at times.
Wow.
There's no private rooms or anything, it's just
so it'd be literally
beds.
bed to bed, wouldn't it?
Bed to bed,
yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And there's stories, I've heard, stories of violence breaking out in here because you might have mothers who have multiple kids. The father died from an infectious disease on the way over here. The food's very limited. They all have to cook in the same kitchen, and they're all stealing each other's food. And because they're stealing each other's food and they're trying to feed their kids, they start punching on, and just a horrible place.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at that. That is, isn't it?
Isn't it pretty?
Isn't it?
So this area we're standing on, that's the original cemetery. And there were hundreds of people buried here. And they weren't allowed coffins because it was a waste of wood, and wood was scarce. So they were just buried in shrouds here. And it was horrific, of course. And it took them about 25 years to realise that it's probably not the most hygienic place to put it right in the centre here. It also means that people who have survived can't come and visit their fallen, and you've got verandas up here, and everyone's just basically looking into a massive open air pit filled with bodies. It wasn't pleasant. So they had to move the bodies to a new cemetery down the road. Then the process was hurried up by a big storm come out here one night and washed all the topsoil and unearthed heaps and heaps of the bodies. So I have to do something about that really quick. So I bring the exhumers down here, and the paperwork says that they moved all that was identifiable, but given that they're buried without coffins, probably not that much really. So we don't know how many people are buried here, but I would estimate there's still hundreds of people buried right here.
Wow.
From those early 20 years for sure. To answer that question, Dave Waldron is the Associate Professor of History at Federation University, and we estimate, together, I sit down and do some mathematics, we estimate that there's probably about 2,000 dead return Anzacs here alone,
Oh, wow.
just at the end of World War One, because of
Influenza.
the Spanish
Yeah.
flu. We'll get to where they were kept,
Yeah.
but just in those years, maybe up to 2000.
Wow.
Right where I'm standing right here is the exact location of the first recorded cremation in Australia. It was a Chinese man by the name of Fu Chu. About half a kilometre in that direction, there's an open field which was regarded as, just kept aside as a leprosarium, and that was largely for Chinese. Chinese were regarded as lepers. The English government didn't want the Chinese coming to the goldfields and taking the gold to China. And any excuse, the Chinese were just seen as second-class citizens. And so often, might have a scratch or a bruise on his hand, taken off the boat and chucked down in the leprosarium with a bunch of people who were literally rotting to death. And we know of a lot of suicides down there. We hear stories of people going for bike rides and walking through the paddock. And frequently we hear the sounds of jangling chains and crying. The jangling chains is an unusual one, but going through the records we can find reason, because some of the Chinese were so horrified by being stuck down in the leprosarium that they were escaping. And the only way that the government could prevent them from escaping was putting big heavy irons around their ankles, which of course rubbed off their skin. And there's lots of stories of them drowning themselves in the bay there, just seeing their options, unable to escape, either having leprosy and rotting, or seeing their options, which is a rotting future. Leprosy is a very slow disease. So cremation was looked down upon by the Christians, but the Chinese weren't. And the head medical officer here in the 1890s was a very forward-thinking scientific man by the name of Greswell, who had concluded that fire was the best way to destroy pathogen, and he was right. And so he started cremating bodies right here. The first cremation was Fu Chu. It was 5 tons of kerosene-soaked wood that was placed right here, and then they lit the match, and about 3 hours later, there's a photo of just a pile of ashes there. There's a photo of it. And then they decided it was great. They wanted to keep up with cremation, but they couldn't keep doing it here because the Irish Catholics in the buildings here were freaking out, and the smell and the proximity. So they moved it up on the hill there. They secured funds for a brick industrial incinerator that was marketed, sold and installed as a destructor. And that was the crematorium on site. So these are Spanish influenza huts. So the Spanish influenza broke out at the end of World War One and killed more people than World War One and World War Two combined in 3 years. It's the mother of all pandemics. And it mutated in the fields of France. And our boys were over there. And at the end of the war, the rumours of death began spreading to Australia, because it was spreading across America and killing everyone. It's ridiculous. So to protect the rest of Australia, all of our returning servicemen from World War One were stuffed in these crappy wooden cabins, overcrowded, with one of the most vicious killers in human history. And we estimate about 2,000 might have died here from the Spanish flu. That's returned Anzacs. You don't sort of hear that story, do you?
No.
Blew me away when
You hear about the war heroes that died in the war, but you don't.
Yeah, and they come back in, they're stuffed in that.
Wow.
Horrific. We have a ghost that's wandering around here.
Yeah.
Seen wandering around here. There's always a lady in white, but this one's been seen by customers, and I first found this on the internet. People regarding seeing this, it's regarded as called the young yet withered woman in white, is what we call her.
Okay.
And yeah, she's young and she's withered. And going through the books, we found a story. There was a woman called Catherine Kindlin who was taken off the boat. She was a wife of a soldier. She'd just come from Scotland. The boat that they'd been coming back on was the HMAS Ceramic, and it was a particularly unlucky boat because it came back not only with Spanish influenza but also smallpox, and Catherine got both at the same time. And by the time they brought her off the boat here, she was 32 kilograms and died that day. And they cremated her and they left her ashes there, but the husband was so deeply affected by it, he went into a depressive state and lost communication with the quarantine station. And her cremated remains sit at the back of a cupboard gathering dust and forgotten for 80 years.
What?
And eventually, 80 years later, the Nepean Historic Society buried her down at the official cemetery down the road. But 80 years is a long time, and
Wow.
we
Be in a
get
cupboard.
a lot of people seeing a young yet withered woman wandering around here, and she certainly fits that description.
Yeah. Wow.
Interestingly, we were to get this image out of Ghost Tube Seer later in the evening.
I can't see.
Yeah, so it's a man and a woman.
Is that a man in uniform with a nurse?
No, it's not in uniform. He's got a flat.
khaki green, like a uniform.
Well, it could be. Oh yeah, it could be. It's like he's on one knee, but she looks like she's
A lady in white.
in white and praying.
And that building there behind me is of a mortuary, and that's the end of
Cool.
all the buildings, of all of the stories, of the lives of each of the people ended here, and of the tour, really.
Wow. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right, so if there is anybody here tonight, my name's Alison,
My name's Kag.
and we're just here to visit, see if anybody's here. I know not many people have been in to do this, so I'm going to show you maybe what some of these lights do. I think Kag has put out a REM pod. Oh,
Yeah.
she has.
Yeah.
So if you go near this, I can't make it go off, but it'll play pretty music.
And if you go near that one, you can't make that one do anything either.
But if I go here, look, that'll be a no, and that'll be a yes. So we can't see you and hear you, so we do need you to let us know if you're there. What we might also do is put something on that has pictures. So I'm going to put this over here, look. No, because that's too close to the equipment. I'm going to put this down here.
Now this used to be a kitchen for was it the hospital?
Yeah.
So, one of our staff from Haunted Horizons actually made a loaf of bread, didn't she?
She did.
It was fantastic. What I'd like to know, do you think you could, if you think you can make a better loaf of bread, can you light one of the lights up for me, please?
I also heard that the food wasn't very good here, that people were starving
That's me moving.
and having to take food for their children. All right, I've got a little box here, and I am going to put that on the floor, just here, and we're going to ask some questions. And if you can possibly put some answers on that for us. So we've given you our name. Maybe you can put your name on it for us. What's that?
Don't know. That was a bit weird.
Did everybody hear that? Like tapping? That was just in the doorway here. Is that you? The one thing is this room is solid stone. EVP.
Oh, sorry. So I was just looking at listen to noises. Okay, so if there's somebody in here, I talked about a loaf of bread earlier. If you think you can make a better loaf of bread than the one we had, can you let us know, please?
Interestingly, the EDI, the vibration's going off. There it is again.
It is, isn't it?
No, it's not me. I've got nothing in my hands for that. So if you worked in the kitchen, does that mean you got more food? I heard rations were a bit
short on the ground, that's lopsided. It's on his bag. That's a crap EVP session, wasn't it?
It was. It was. Maybe you could have left the slightly wonky camera until after the EVP burst, but hey, no. ADHD, OCD, needed to have it done straight away.
Gotta do it.
So if there's somebody here that when this was an armoury,
Oh, see the vibration keeps going off. Are you seeing that, guys? The EDI on the... Oh, sorry, we're on an EVP.
I'll just play it back if I was you. Let's give up on this EVP. Let's just play it back and see if we've got anything at all. Apart from us waffling. And you altering the camera. And it's only the start of the night and we've messed up on the first EVP burst.
This is going well.
It's doing really well.
Wait for our new speaker. It's cool. So, we've given you our name. Maybe you put your name on it for us. What's that? Did we get the tapping?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just play it back if I was you. Let's think on this EVP. Let's just play it back and see if we've got anything to do.
Alright, so we did get the taps, but we didn't get anything else, did we? What baking songs do we know?
Baking songs?
We must know some.
Patty cakes, but they didn't want to know. That's a nursery rhyme.
Patty cake.
Any baking songs?
Patty cake, baker's
Baker's
man.
man, bake me a cake as fast as you can. Bake it and mark it and prick it with A&K. And that one. Red light and the yellow light. Warm and cold change temperature. Oh, did you like our singing?
And by the way, I've only got a ghost box and a speaker.
Oh, sorry, my hand was in my pocket, nothing in my pocket. Well, thank you for that. Did you like our singing then? Should we do it again? Oh, I want to put my hands in my pocket and I want to.
I know, because I don't want people.
All right. Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Bake it and mark it and prick it with A and K. And that will do for Alice in a cake. No, okay, didn't like it that time.
You didn't like that one. All right. Maybe you were here during World War II. Or one, maybe one. We only know World War II songs, but we can sing that to you if you like. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies chase the dark clouds far away. It's a white lady. Oh my God, he talked about a white lady.
Oh my gosh. And it's down where the military bit is.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Guys, I can't show it to you, but there's a white lady on the stairs.
No.
Oh, that's creepy.
It is, because we went to the military section and he talked about a lady that's in white that is seen wandering around there. Oh, and again.
Another one. Oh my God, ever since we started singing. What's this one?
Is that a wooden floor?
It's
Looks like a wooden floor or a door or something. Wooden floor.
wood.
Or a door or...
A floor.
Oh, I can't tell what it is.
Is that a flame? Is something on fire?
Oh,
it's burnt. Burnt wood. Something burning. Oh.
Okay.
You remember the pile of ashes he talked about?
Oh yes, that was...
Where they put lots of... Oh, fuck, everything's got... Oh.
Sorry, patrons.
Sorry, guys. Yes, I just talked about the...
Because we talked about that story.
Because I just talked about the ashes, the very first person to be burnt, which is just over there as well.
Yeah, which is on the way to go to the military section.
Which is where the white lady.
The white lady is.
Oh my God, and then that just came out with yes as a
Yes.
confirmation. Either that or we're making up our own narrative.
Oh my, this is ridiculous. I've never had this many.
Oh, what's that?
Is that a little village?
I don't know what that is.
It is, it's a little village. It's a cartoon village. Okay, that's probably a bit random.
All right.
Well, I suppose it was a village in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. We'd never make up our own narratives.
We wouldn't.
No.
Ever.
No.
But it is uncanny.
It
is uncanny.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Did you enjoy the singing? That was a gift for you.
I probably want a refund on the gift.
The gift that keeps giving. Oh,
another picture.
White lady again.
Another white lady. Is it? It is a white lady.
It is a white
She's
lady.
a very floaty white lady.
You don't have to do that, Kag.
I know I don't, but I just like to.
It's recording.
You know when you say that I move the camera to where things are happening?
Yeah.
That's what
But
I was
it's
doing.
never where the camera's never pointed to where it's happening.
I'm trying. I just pointed at the wrong things.
You are trying.
I'm very trying, I know.
I might see what the ghost box sounds like, guys, and then I'll do an Estes. Oh, that sounds really bad. I wonder if yours sounds better.
I'm having issues with mine anyway, so.
I don't think I'll do that.
No, maybe just go to Esther's.
Just go straight to Estes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, have you put your voice recorder in it?
What? I can't hear because I've got headphones on.
Voice recorder.
What?
There's your bit to go in it.
It's what? It's what?
Voice recorder.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that, hadn't I?
Why have you got the speaker? Oh, you're taking the cable out.
Picture.
Picture.
And I can hear because my ears.
Oh, it looks like Melbourne
It's what?
with stars at night, look.
Oh yeah.
Street scene.
I've got them off my ear at the moment, if you're wondering why I can hear Kag at the moment.
So you can hear me abusing.
So that's going, what? What do you say?
You can hear me abusing, but obviously you can't.
Not even deaf in one ear then. I've got we'll meet again. Don't know
I thought
where.
we could do it again.
Don't know when. But I hope we'll meet again. Oh, fuck, that's loud. Jesus.
Okay.
I think it's working. Good. Oh, no, it's not. Why is it not scanning? Oh, that's not good. As soon as you put that in, it sounds like this. But if I take it out, let's say I take that out and just put the headphones in.
Oh, right, yeah.
If I put that in my pocket, so it's... away.
Don't put me in jeans, there's no room.
Chicky bitch. Chicky bitch.
Sticky bitch. Okay, Alison, can you hear me? If there's anybody
I
here,
think that said help, but
what help do you need? Can you
what
tell-
is it?
What would you like us to help you with?
What?
We'll try and help if we can.
Fresh.
What does fresh mean? Is that where the food was fresh? Is it true there wasn't enough food here for people? The rations were very small? Is that true? Did you...
It's me.
Okay. What's your name? My name's Kag, which I know is a really silly name. What's your name? Picture. Oh, it's a skeleton. Picture.
Oh,
A skeleton.
that's a bit weird, isn't it? I'll try a different ghost box. This
Okay.
one's very... Where's yours?
Underneath the patrons.
Underneath the Patreons?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds horrible. I'll put that in your pocket for a time being. That is just terrible.
That is bad. I might have to take the...
I'll try it, but it's just not working out.
Okay. Oh, a picture of somebody dressed in black in front of a grave
No,
holding a stick.
it's worse.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm going to just ditch.
Get the voice recorder.
All right, I'm ditching the voice recorder, not because of any other reason, but it's just
Picture.
Ooh, a man in black.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
When the plague, you know, when they wore the,
Oh,
you know, it's got,
the doctors.
yeah. How many meals did you cook a day? Can you tell me that? How many meals did you cook? Was the food as bad as they said it was?
I'm used to it.
Are you?
I had a chicken.
Oh, really? I've got a chicken too.
It's with child.
What, your chicken?
I ate it.
Oh, that's nice. There's a dead body on the floor down here.
He touched me.
Well, that's not good. There's somebody on the floor that doesn't look very well. That's what's coming through. See it?
The kid.
You're talking of a child? Do you have anything else you want to tell me? Are you okay with
What
this?
kid?
Well, that's what I want to know. What kid? Did you have a child? Wow, lots of pictures on GhostTube tonight.
Out.
Or do you want us to leave?
People.
Yeah, there's people on here as well. I don't know what these people are doing. I don't know. I thought it was a gun, but it's not. I don't know what that is at all. Some sort of barrier or something. I haven't got a clue what that is.
Nothing.
No?
It started off with words and then just nothing. Petered
Well, we
out.
had a dead body and then we just had a load of, I don't know what that was, or something weird.
Right.
So,
Maybe we'll put Vox on for a few minutes.
okay.
Speak! There you go.
Hello? Anybody here with us wants to talk to us? Did you like our singing?
What did it say?
I thought you said like, is the coming? Did you like our singing earlier?
Said Clark. Quite.
Who could this be?
Did that just tell me to be quiet?
Yeah,
I
I
said
think
be
it did.
quiet.
Said be quiet.
Be quiet.
Be quiet. Sia's been interesting.
Yeah.
We've had some
White
weird
Lady
things.
came out twice. And then a pile of ashes, because don't forget, the first thing was over there. And then when we said that looks like a pile of ashes and a flame with wood, that came out with yes.
Right.
So,
I just said Jesus. So
Yeah.
religious stuff.
Well, we've almost finished in here, haven't we?
Ooh, what is it this time? Oh!
Oh, my
it looks-
God, it looks like this building.
Well, not this one, but it looks like one of the buildings out there.
Oh my God.
Exactly like this building.
That looks like this building. That is like a white hut-looking building.
Well, this is a stone one, but it's the shape of it.
Looks like
No, but it looks like the one, the wooden hut. Jesus said.
Jesus said again.
Jesus said that that is the building.
Honestly, that looks like all these buildings. Like all these buildings look like that.
Yeah. Keg,
Yes.
would you say that building is very like the one that came up on Sia?
So
Or
much
very,
very similar.
very similar style?
Yes, I would.
And there's another one over there.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Interesting.
isn't it? Okay.
Can you tell me how many people are in this room, please?
Wondering who might.
Down. Last bit on the battery on this.
There's a, so I'm going to change the battery. I think we're just about done in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've sung.
What are you up to?
So, yeah.
We're just in the chat.
Do you have anything else?
We
now?
should sing again. Do you know We'll Meet Again?
We'll meet again. Don't know where. Don't know
Put
where.
that on then.
But I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies chase the dark clouds
Actually, do two
far
time here a bit.
away.
Then
Very
get you
box,
back.
like, shut up.
And will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to say, in this way, they'll be singing this song. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when,
Probably.
but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
Is that good? Did you enjoy that? Did we entertain you? Is that yeah? You want to light the light up? I don't know. So, all right, guys, we're going to sign off on this one. Say goodbye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. All right, we're ready?
Ready.
So we're in the hospital, aren't we, guys?
We are.
We are.
We are.
I think so.
If you say so, Kate.
All right. So is anybody here tonight? If you don't mind lighting up a light or making a noise, just let us know that you're here. We'd be really grateful. Maybe I should have introduced myself because it's been a bit rude. My name's Cag.
And I'm Alison.
My name is Amy.
My name's Jared.
Oh,
What?
that's a nice necklace.
Got a necklace
What?
on Sia.
Thank you.
Oh,
It's very pretty.
It's very pretty. It's very Egyptian type thing.
You know, we were just in the luggage room where they would have sorted through belongings and stuff and sterilised them. So there could be a lot of artefacts at this place that have special meaning to people that were lost or damaged.
Ah, more than likely. Or pinched. All right, should we do an MVP burst? She just stood there. It's like,
you're leading.
she's got it down.
You said when you lead, I shouldn't take over.
Well, no, but you've gone from taking over to like, just stood there.
Okay, you just look over here. You're Alison. Should we do an EVP burst? And then she's like,
You tell me off when I interrupt.
She's always interrupting. And then when you wanted to say something, she just stands there. Okay, are you ready? Okay, if there's anybody here tonight, can you tell me, were you a patient or were you a nurse or a doctor? Okay, Amy.
Can you tell me where you came from?
What's that? What's that?
what was
What's that?
what was that?
I want to say wind, but
It's not.
It's not windy.
it doesn't, it's really still out there and it feels like what is there to blow, that's there. Do you know what I mean?
Let me just look out this window here, because it seemed to come this way. It's actually nothing. And there's a tree out there that's not even blowing.
Yeah, your mic should have picked that up surely.
Yeah.
That was weird. Alright, I've got a question now.
I'm just walking back.
Can you tell me about the medicines that you were given? Oh.
Oh.
Can you tell me about the medicines you were given?
Were you a soldier from World War I or II?
It's my stomach. How bad did the disinfecting area affect your skin? Was it really, really bad? I heard it was horrific. That'd be enough, wouldn't it? Let's go on.
Can you tell me where you came from?
Is that it?
It's a noise I heard.
Let's have a listen.
You know, on replay what that sounds like? It sounds like, there's no furniture in here, but it sounds like a heavy furniture dragging.
Dragging.
That's what it sounds like. It's not
Yeah.
what it sounds like when we heard it,
Yeah.
but that's what it sounds like in the recording.
Yeah.
There's no furniture in here. The room's
No.
empty. Was there any noises then during that bit?
Sorry.
Take his fucking
Don't
eye
think-
out.
I don't think I can hear it. Better move it closer.
Can you not hear?
And that's a good example of how not to investigate.
Just ram it.
You're going to do that in slow motion.
Let's just ram it into your ear.
You put it inside the ear.
Straight into the eardrum.
Okay.
As you can tell, I'm really upset about it. I'm sorry.
Oh, devastating.
She probably did it on purpose.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Oh, gag.
Gag. Okay. Okay.
So look, I'm going to say I thought that noise we heard was interesting, but it sounds different on the playback.
It does, yeah.
It does.
But it always does, doesn't it?
It
when
always
you,
does. Yeah. That's why it's hard sometimes to put your finger on what the noise
yeah.
is.
Probably sound different on the camera as well.
Oh yeah.
But it's interesting how we haven't heard it since.
It's true.
So if you had wind,
Which we know Alison has quite a bit.
And Jared's now got a headache.
then you would have thought it would have continued.
Yeah, when you have wind, you have things flapping. and
You
shit.
don't just get. You don't just get. She's lost it
All
again.
three of you need to clean out those dirty mind of yours.
But you don't just get one blast, do you? Oh dear. And with that,
Okay, let's should we stop that one then?
yeah.
Why can't we be this funny in our episodes?
So you can get away with it in ours.
No, but seriously, I do think that sound was sort of cool. And
Yeah.
you'll have to play it back because before you viciously attacked my face with the speaker, I did thought I was hearing in the noise, the background noise, some sort of, what could have been whispering or something like that. So.
In my defence, your face was in the way of my hand
Right.
on the way to the. It was a good.
So it was my
shot.
fault.
It was. It
Yeah.
was your fault.
Oh, we've got an image on Sib, by the way.
Oh, image.
What
Looks
is it?
like a pile of clothing or something on the floor. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Luggage.
Yeah, but it looks all
I can't
damaged
see.
and stuff.
Damaged.
I think it's funny how in the kitchen we had equipment going off a lot, but not one blip in here.
You think this one would have the equipment going off and nothing
Yeah,
in
you
the
would
kitchen?
think this would be.
Well, I had a blip.
Did you have
A
a
blip
blip?
to the bleeding head.
It's not bitter though.
Cracked jaw now. Do you want to do Estes? You want to put one of these on?
Yeah.
One of these fine people here?
Do you want me to do it and the last one, or do you want to give it a go?
You can do it if you want.
No, you give it a go. You give it a go. Is she under you?
Is she under?
Can you hear me?
She's under.
Oh my God, Amy, there's a creeper crawling up
Gifted.
towards you.
Gifted.
Who is gifted? Who is the gifted person?
In training.
Were you good at what you were doing? Maybe you used to work.
Loved them.
You love the patients. What were you training to be?
You heard me.
You did?
Yeah.
There is a woman.
What's the woman's name?
Where?
Where's the woman then?
Let it out. There's your wife.
Well, it's your wife.
Oh, did she say there's your wife?
I thought she said there's your wife. Did you? What do you think?
No, there's your wife.
Briefcase.
Briefcase. I've got a briefcase.
Nurse.
down- Nurse? We were asking what you were training for before. Were you a nurse?
I would think nurses would get sick and
Went.
pass on. or
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It would have been pretty hazardous for a nurse here.
All sorts of it.
Did you try and save the patients? You did very well, if it is a nurse.
4.
I thought I heard 4 come out of the ghost box.
No,
Okay.
No, you didn't.
No.
he's back.
Oh,
There's 4 of us.
who's back? Who's back?
Boys,
The boys are back. Boys are back in town.
The boys are back.
In town.
looking at you.
Who's looking at us?
That's not creepy.
5 years.
Is that how long you were here?
But with her, will increase with force.
The lady that sat on the floor down there, her name is Amy. Can you say her name for me, please? Can you say Amy?
Blood. Counting them. Bled.
I'm going to have to sit down.
Someone's
Keep killing me.
daughter.
I'm going to sit on these cases.
Water. I think she just said water, and I want to say we got the word water a few times too.
I don't know if y'all were moving around. This was
Yes, I am.
something moving here.
Yep, that was me.
Yeah.
How many spirits are here tonight?
Come on over here.
I'll go with that.
You sat down.
Oh,
You sat down.
Oh, I did.
Maybe they're telling you to go over there, but you've got sore feet. I'll go over there. I'm coming over. Is
You'll
that okay?
tremble. It is in Melbourne.
What is?
Such madness and fear.
Tell us about it then.
We're hungry. It's been a couple days.
No, they didn't get much food, did they?
The needle Harris.
The needle Harris.
Hours. Give it. He's not covered.
Not covered by what?
Good. The Prime Minister.
Which Prime Minister?
My suit.
Tell me about the Prime
The
Minister.
magistrate.
Tell me about the Prime Minister.
Way back.
What happened to him?
Australia. A scar. The guards. The guard.
What are the guards
The
doing?
children haven't slept once.
Your children?
Dead.
No, the children are dead.
His funeral.
When
His
was-
family.
When was the funeral?
It's the country's. It was locked. The cupboard.
What's
He's looking up.
What's in the cupboard? What's locked away in the cupboard?
Mr. Albert,
Miss-
you need to put your foot up. It's broken.
Who's Mr. Albert?
Beat them. What purpose?
Well, Nate said they used to go around with a hose to hit them.
20.
When was that?
Oh, you weren't with me?
Pass.
No.
He said fights broke out quite regularly. And they used to walk around with hoses. But they used to
It's in pain.
beat each other.
Oh, right.
Who's in pain?
Yes.
Where are
Men.
Where are we right now?
We had an incident on
what?
with George. Return to.
Shall we stop it?
Yeah.
Nothing much, is there?
No.
You trying to pull me out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it out.
It's like, why are you tap dancing?
It's quite quiet, isn't it?
It is, isn't it, in here?
Did any of that make sense?
So I want to say a few things.
Huh?
I want to say a few things about that.
Okay.
This didn't come up on the tour, and I was wondering whether it would come up. There is a weird story about a prime minister in this bay.
What is that?
I don't know if you know, but there was a prime minister that went swimming, went missing in the water.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a conspiracy theory that he was picked up by a submarine and taken by one of the other countries that's not an ally at the time. And it's just it was probably just a tragic death, but it is a known conspiracy theory that happened in these waters. So I just thought that was interesting, but it could have been a complete coincidence.
Yeah.
That she said
So
that.
where did he go missing from?
What's that?
It
Where
was
did
a beach around here. I think it's like the 17th Prime Minister, was it Harold Holt?
Yeah, it was Harold Holt that
That's
went
right.
missing, but
Yeah,
which
it
beach
was down
it?
here somewhere.
It was down in this bay.
Australia's Prime Minister, Mr. Harold Holt, is missing. At 12 o'clock today, he went for a swim on the ocean side of the Portsea beach. We'll have much more information for you as we get it, but a search is underway now. Local people, 3 helicopters have been called in. Lots of local boats have been employed in the search also.
Oh, okay.
So-
I did hear Prime Minister, and I thought that when I said it, because I was like, oh, because we obviously have done some research and know about that story.
Yeah.
But I mean, that could have been like ABC News talking about the current
Yeah.
Prime Minister or something. But
Yeah.
it is, I do think it is weird as well.
There was, you know what, there was a few things that you did say. I did feel like we got nurse or something at one point. There were definitely bits and bobs of things that could have been relevant.
Well, I think in this area, it's pretty quiet. It is. Apart from the curious bits about the Prime Minister.
See, Amy can get off the floor really quickly and not have to make some silly noises.
You and I would still be trying
like,
One thing that did happen is Alison sat down, and then
Oh, yeah.
moments later
Oh,
you were
that
like,
was interesting.
you sat down, come over here, or something like that.
Come over here.
So you were narrating
sat.
what we were doing at the time.
So it's little, teeny little things.
No, it's cool.
Apart from that, nothing really huge here.
We didn't hear any furniture moving again this time.
Yeah. Okay. And it's interesting that it only happened once. Because you would think constant breezes and... but nothing. All right, well...
Okay, let's back up.
You know you're going to get over here and it's just going to go dunk. There you are.
Just in time for the battery to go.
Yes, just... All right, so that's it for us. We've enjoyed it.
We have.
I think for
It's been
us,
good
the
fun.
kitchen, definitely the kitchen.
Definitely.
It's been quiet in the rest of it for us. But as I said, I only had stuff happening here. Bye. Here's the camera, shall I? We're back.
We're back. Where's the battery went?
Battery went before we could say bye.
So we're going to go. And as I said, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that for us, nobody was talking, apart from in the kitchen. I think they liked our singing. You know what it was, Kate? We didn't sing in any of the other areas.
We didn't. That's the problem.
You see, this is the thing. When we laugh and we sing...
We did laugh in here, but not for the right reasons. So,
and it wasn't being disrespectful to them. No.
It was an incident that happened earlier.
It was an incident that I might have had happen myself, but we won't go into that, shall we?
No, I don't think we should go into that at all.
No. We'll just leave it right there, Kate.
Yeah. But this was active for Amy and Jared.
It was. And you're going to have to watch
cool.
their episode
to
find out exactly what happened. So we're going to pack up, guys. We're going to head off. We have a hotel room and we have another investigation tomorrow for us. Next week for you, maybe, or whenever I edit it.
Thank you to Erie Nate.
Yeah, thank you to Erie Tours and Nate for allowing us to come and do this. So, if you want to come down and investigate the Melbourne Quarantine Station, then definitely book into one of the tours. The whole area is just beautiful.
Oh, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning down here.
Portsea, yeah. You could spend a holiday down here, holiday weekend. So I think, Keg, in our tired state, we've rambled enough now.
I think we have. But thank you, Nate, for coming out your way and
and coming down, doing this for us. So. All right. Catch you next time.
Bye.